Out of this dry wilderness has appeared something revolutionary. Bossasaurus.
Bosasaurus.
What's good, Egon Brain Parts?
What's happening, Negatron Johnson?
We're Bossasaurus. What's cracking off? You're here in Munchkinland.
In Oakland, California.
It's sweaty and hot, and we're not really that tall. It's just really small.
So first of all, how do you guys go about making beats? Like, how do you make your music, or how do you start a track?
Many times, you know, we'll pick like a good sample and then get the drums going, and then like we'll just layer lots of stuff on top of it. And the way we do our sound library is a lot of stuff is already chopped up and even like rexed out, so like we can just load up. Like if we want to add a string to a song, we'll search our computer for strings, load up a string, try that one out, pitch it to the song. If it doesn't work, go to another one, and we just kind of build tracks up like that.
You know, there's no set formula. The set formula is basically start with something hot, because if the foundation is not hot, then you're not really going to find anything good out of it. I also use the Whirly over here a lot, to write songs, because it's just a beautiful, beautiful instrument, and figure out original melodies and shit on that, and then go from there.
So are you guys classically trained? Do you play instruments?
I mean, I played electric bass, but I don't, play it all the time. I'll use it on tracks here or there. I was in jazz band, but
I was not classically trained. In like 4th grade, we had this assembly, and we sang this like cheesy calypso song, and I'd like broken my arm playing baseball, so they tried to get me, like, everybody's playing the recorders, I couldn't play the recorder. They tried to get me to play like the shaker, and I was like so off rhythm and whack at it that I had to like snap. Like I was this dude dressed up in this corny ass Hawaiian shirt that I had to like snap, and it was like, it was terrible. So
do you program most of your drums, or do you use breaks, or how do you do your drums?
It's all programmed for the most part. I mean, we layer breaks and stuff, but we always try to like take a loop out of its original content.
I mean, and some of it's pounded out, some of it's drawn in. We have, like, I'll play a break real quick, and it's probably gonna be some weird BPM, but this is like the original break. So there's the original break, and then the drums that I just made with it are like this.
So you're using your MIDI controller to program the drums,
like
or
if you notice, like each key is a drum.
Yeah.
So then, how do you decide what synthesizers to use, and what would you say is the trademark of Bossasaurus?
Well, like for
sound?
example, like the SH09 is like great for like bass stuff. Yeah, over here it's great for bass stuff, and then also like effects and like beat sounds.
Yeah, it's just like this shit that's like kind of so. Yeah, so this is a mono synth. Mono synths can only play one note at a time. They can't play chords.
The Polysix is like a polysynth that's great, and then like we have a Prophet 5 too, which is like not up here right now because it's not working quite right, but that's a great like polyphonic one as well. And like the CS5 is great for just like, it sounds different. Like you'll find similarities between certain mono synths and certain polysynths, and like the CS5 sounds like very different from all of them, which is cool.
You got your Voyager here?
Yeah, the Voyager's fresh as hell too.
Our main thing with synths too is just like, we really notice like, we use VSTs in our music, at certain points, but kind of pretty sparsely. Like we really feel that like the modeled square bass wave does not sound nearly as good as the square bass wave that we can make.
And you said you got is that the Polysix over there?
Yeah,
that's
Polysix. It's Polysix, and the Polysix is a little bit different. It's a it's a polyphonic synthesizer, which does not appear to be plugged in, but can be. Oops.
What's that one down there?
That is the ARP Odyssey, and that's duophonic. So it means it plays 2 notes at a time, and they just all basically have different characters.
So where are you finding your samples?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, we do a lot of dollar bin digging, so we do a lot of like going to the dollar bins and getting that, and then like digitizing that. But then we also do like a fair amount of like, you know, downloading. We see it as like our challenge is trying to produce now is dig deeper and dig further. And online in some ways, you know, if a dude in Turkey has like a record that's 500 press of like some prog rock that I'm not going to be able to find at any store in the US or anywhere remotely close, I'm going to have to buy a $1,000 plane ticket, then I'm going to download it, you know.
What's your favorite stuff to dig?
Ooh, obscure, I would say. Like
prog rock, 70s with Mellotron on it.
Stuff that mixes soul and rock together. A lot of our sounds that we'll come up with are like layers of samples that have been drastically manipulated from what they were beforehand.
How would you describe your music? Like what genre or what type of music do you make?
Started out as hip hop, but you know, hip hop needs to progress, man. And like honestly, that's I think what we're trying to do is, you know, we really like melodies a lot, and we're, you know, some of the more, you know, like producer, like nerdy shit that we like, and you know, we definitely talk like producer nerds, is you know, sometimes less melodic, but like amazingly well done and rhythmically and, you know, technically unbelievable. But I think we do that, but at the same time we never want to completely depart from just an average person who could appreciate music.
We want to do music that like is technically savvy with instrumental music, but we want to make it fun and make it so that people can, you know, if people want to shake their ass to it, they can do that.
So this is something I made like, you know, about a week ago. So that's some whirly that I like filtered and just laid in here. So that's on the Rhodes, and you know, I did that in one take, and just, you know, it's a basic bass line progression. And then the high shit is Polysix. That's a live take on the Voyager.
How'd you come up with the name Bossasaurus?
Okay, so this is interesting. So I had like, you know, I'd got my iPhone, I was like typing all sorts of names into my iPhone, and I make a lot of, we both make like crazy words up and stuff, like, you know, we've been best friends for like a long time, and so like we have, you know, that type of shit going, and so like I typed hella names in, and I typed Bossasaurus as one of the names into my thing. And I hadn't really told it to him though, I don't think, like, I don't, you know, that wasn't one of the ones I mentioned. And then like a month later we were at my house, and he was like, we were like, oh, you know, well, because what was our name at the time, like the Night Shift or something.
Yeah,
something like that. It was
generic.
Like, something
like
generic.
Cool, but, you know,
yeah. And so we were like, yeah, the Night Shift, I don't know, you know, like blah blah, okay, we make beats at night, blah blah. But he's like, what about, you know, and then like after one or two, he's like, Bossasaurus, and I was like, check it out. I like whipped out my phone, and I was like, that's it, dude. Yeah. I was like, you know, that's the name.